All right, guys, Connor Ferguson here, Knoxville 360 Nationals finale night. JJ Hickle joining me now. You line up 14th tonight, you make the show. What makes a good night for you tonight? And locking in, doing this, and having hopefully a good night tonight, what does that do for you going into the biggest 7 days of the year?
Yeah, I mean, I'm very proud of our little race team to be able to lock into this deal. I've never locked in from the prelim night before, and so happy to be in position. It's a little further back than we'd like to be, but starting 14th, I mean, I'd love to drive it up into the top 5. I don't know how realistic that is. If we can get out of here with a top 10, I'd be pretty happy and pretty proud of that. But, you know, we're just going to give it all we got and hope give ourselves a good car for 30 laps and kind of just see where we shake out against some of the best teams around.
I didn't realize that you hadn't locked into 360 Nationals before, because you locked into 410s a couple years ago. Was that the only time for 410 Nationals that you've locked in?
Yep, locked into the 410 deal in 22, and in 2020 I made the 360 Nationals, but we were running 5th in the B main with like 4 to go, and a guy dropped out, and so that put us in the show. So definitely more proud of this effort, and just I feel like we're right where we're where we belong in the feature here, and just see how it goes now.
What's it mean to do it in your own car, the family car, but JJ Hickle's car? It's very much a you owner, driver, not crew chief, and give your crew chief a shout out for me too.
Right, I like to say family car, but that only works when you got a big family around you. So yeah, I mean, I'm super grateful to have Blake Cook out here. Does that fuck us up?
No, you're good.
I'm super happy to have Blake Cook out here helping me. I mean, me and him, we truly put our hearts and souls into this. My support system with Joanne, to be able to come out here and put this deal in the show against 80 really top teams it's just awesome, man. I'm extremely proud of our team, and just and at the same time, I do feel like this is where we belong. So we're just going to keep working and keep trying to build this thing up and make our team better and better over the years here.
Yeah, these mics are super nice, and I like when it's candidly like, right, we'll keep all that in. We don't edit anything, because it mainly just because the size is stupid and takes forever, and I don't know what I'm doing. But that reminds me, I should tell people, you are very much a transport from Washington. You grew up in Washington, raced there, and moved your whole operation out here to Iowa, right? What was the decision that went into that when it happened, and what have you done since?
Yeah, I mean, I was racing out here, kind of hit and miss. I got hooked up with not a very good situation at the beginning of last year, and kind of got left high and dry with no money and no racing going on. And so I felt like it was time to bring everything I had out in Washington. It was just sitting there at where my dad used to live, and just kind of sitting in the shop. And I moved out to Iowa to be a race car driver, and I could see the kind of the handwriting on the wall. There's not a ton of opportunities for guys out there, especially guys like me that don't bring a bunch of sponsorships or big names. So I just decided it was time to go all in on myself, and I have quite a few people that wanted to see me do this, that were willing to help if I put my own deal together. And so I do have some sponsors that I really appreciate, and it's all just people that want to help me and see me succeed in my career and my life and stuff. So extremely grateful to have a really good support system. And yeah, I mean, just packed it all up and brought it out here, and just trying to reinvent kind of something we started a long time ago. But Blake Cook, same deal. He brought all of his stuff out here kind of just on a whim, and we ended up being in about the same situation. And so we just kind of put our heads together and put our teams together, and we figured 2 poor guys can race together better than 1 at a time. So here we are, just trying to do the best we can with what we've got.
I had a friend and I did that at fraternity poker night, and we got kicked out of the table for combining our purses. But we had really good odds for like 3-4 hands. Like, we were winning everything. What's the strategy tonight? You line up 14th, 30 lapper to cap off the entire night for the 35th 360 Nationals. What's your strategy on moving forward, and how to get forward? And I'm sure you've looked at the guys who start in front of you and different stuff like that.
Yeah, races like this are extremely tough, because you're happy to lock into 14th. We don't want to go out there and race around in 14th the whole race. We want to go forward. There's a lot of good cars. I mean, when you narrow it down from 80 cars, there's not really any slouches. So we just have to be super on point with our setup, and it's less laps on the track, so it's a lot more responsibility for me and my crew chief to communicate and give me something that I can race forward with in a 30 lap race. But man, the strategy is kind of just the same as it is every night. Go out and do the best you can, try to be smart, try to finish the race, patiently aggressive, but you got to finish, but at the same time you got to go all the time. It's a sprint car race. 30 laps is a long time here, but that's still not a very long race at the end of the day.
Now, have you tried only having your good starts when someone 3-4 rows behind you doesn't get penalized?
The guy in the 6th row got a warning. I don't know. I don't really have anything positive to say about that. Absolutely insane. Hurt our weekend. Not pleased. That's about all I got to say that's politically correct about the flagging.
Little chip on your shoulder for tonight?
Oh, dude, I mean, until there's some consistency with the calls, the chip's not going away.
I love it. I've been calling for the same thing. That's what I think everybody here wants, is the consistency. So stay tuned. See if we see any of that consistency tonight. I guess it's kind of hard to tell because it's all over the board, but I guess any instance would be the second happening. We'll see how it goes.
I'm all for a robot. A robot takes away human error. Too much human error happening when guys put so much into this to have, like, being here racing right now reminds me of a basketball game where the official wants to be the most important guy. Like, just let the racers race. We know how to start the races, and if a guy does need to be penalized in the 6th row, then throw the yellow at the end. Don't even throw the yellow. Penalize him at the end of the race. It's just, we all know that. Everybody here, I've had 150 people come up to me and tell me it was a bad call. Everybody but the officials will say that to me. So nobody's talked to me about it. I've reached out a few times. No real answers, but it just kind of is what it is. You know, I've tried to be really polite to these guys and talk behind closed doors, and I get nothing. So it just, like, I mean,